Hey, Roger 2 here, back with another episode of the Roundup series where I talk about multiple things in regards to the Second Amendment. I don't go into great detail, but rather I just big picture it. Series more intended for those who maybe don't have a lot of time on their hands, but still want to stay informed around the Second Amendment. Today on the Roundup, we're going to be talking about ATF's new rule on firearms with attached stabilizing braces. We're going to give an update on that situation. Also, we're going to be talking about some wild gun control out of New York, as gun control is always wild in New York. And we're going to talk about the first ever gun violence prevention caucus in the U.S. Senate. Okay, so we're going to be getting into all that right now on the Roundup. Okay, so first up on the Roundup, today we're going to be talking about giving an update, okay, on this pistol brace rule change from the ATF, or firearms with attached stabilizing braces, is as they're calling them. So obviously, by now, I'm sure what this is and what it looks to do. So what we're giving an update on is the lawsuits against this. Okay, so I said before that the lawsuits had started rolling out. At that time, I believe there were 4. Okay. At this time, I believe there are 6. So we're going to be talking briefly today about 2 new suits. Okay. I heard about one of them first yesterday, so I don't know when it came out. It wasn't very long ago. It may have been yesterday, maybe the day before. And then the second one I heard about this morning. I ripped through it briefly this morning, so forgive me if I skip over any points about that. But I don't know if that came out maybe yesterday evening or today. But in any case, I heard about them pretty recently. Anyway, so up first we got Gun Owners of America, GOA, as well as the state of Texas, okay, is suing the ATF and the Biden administration, Department of Justice, over this new rule change. Basically just pointing out facts, right, that it's unconstitutional. It violates the Bruin decision. It violates the Heller decision. These items are in common use. Get this rule change out of there, basically, to make it very simply, okay? So that's really good. This is a big suit, okay? Now, with that being said, this is all great and good for them, but, there's another suit also that came out. I heard about it this morning. I don't know when it came out, that is even larger, okay? So, give me a second. Okay, so we got another suit with SB Tactical in conjunction with Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition, known as FRAC, okay, as well as B&T USA, as well as another individual who I believe is a disabled veteran, as well as 25 states, okay? This is a massive suit, all right? Massive suit. 25 states are on this suit as plaintiffs against this rule from ATF. Additionally, Texas is on that other suit against this rule. Okay, that is 26 states, more than half of the states in this country, directly standing against the Biden administration, the Department of Justice, and ATF in this new ATF rule change regarding the pistol stabilizing braces. These are 2 massive suits. I'm really happy to see this. I can't imagine this rule remains long term. I mean, any judge should be able to look at this and be like, wow, like 26 states don't agree with this. Among others, right? Tons of other people and companies and whatnot who don't want this as well as 26 states. No, I can't imagine this is going to last long term, which is great. So again, really happy to see this. Good for these 25 states. Good for Texas. Good for every everyone else that are involved with these suits and the other four, I believe 4 suits that are ongoing as well. This is a quick update anyway, around a couple of these newest lawsuits against this rule change, because I really thought these were big, and therefore I wanted to mention them. They're very good, right? Usually I save the best for last, but I also usually give updates first. So, the good news is an update that's coming first on this one. So it is what it is. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say about this. Look into these cases if you want. I would recommend it. But, even if you don't want to, keep it in mind, this rule change is being sued against, which is great because, as we know, this rule change is absolute garbage. So, anyway, I'm going to move on to the next topic. Okay, so right now, we're talking about New York. All right. Man. Whew. Okay. I often don't talk about New York. Okay. Not that there isn't tons of things worth talking about going on there. It's just, man, there's so much. And also, like, I don't really expect anything less from New York. I often try to focus on either federal things or states that are doing things that aren't normally this so anti-gun, right? But every now and then there's something out of New York that I just feel the need to talk about. It's pretty extreme. Either it's pretty extreme, or I think it's something that other states might try to do as well. And unfortunately, this is both of those things. So I'm talking about it, okay? What I'm talking about is the state of New York is looking to limit how many long guns, okay, rifles or shotguns, you can purchase in a period of time, all right? So basically, if this bill were to pass in New York, unfortunately, it has a good chance of doing so. So if you live in New York, get on this. Keep it in mind. Look into it. Do what you can, even though there probably isn't much, unfortunately. Basically, what if this were to pass? What it looks to do is limit you to one long gun, rifle, or shotgun in a 90-day period. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to buy 2 long guns in a 90-day period. 1 long gun for every 90 days. All right. First of all, unconstitutional, clearly. Second of all, this is not enforceable without a firearm registry, which is illegal and horrible and has its own list of issues, right? It's not enforceable without a firearm registry, so I don't know how they would attempt to enforce this. But, this is what it is in New York, right? And unfortunately, other states, I think gun control states, are going to start doing this if New York makes this happen, which they very possibly will. But we should all keep this in mind, especially if you live in New York, though. But in general, keep it in mind. Not a good situation, because as I said, if this isn't bad enough on its own, they can't enforce this without, like I said, firearm registry, which is absolutely horrible all around, okay? I can't think of much that is worse than that, okay? So, not good out of New York. I do expect this kind of thing from New York, but unfortunately, other states are going to copy this. And this is not a good situation, all right? So, I just wanted to put this out there real quick. New York's looking to do this. They very well might. If they do, other states will also do this, okay? So, keep it in mind. That's going to be it for this. Moving on. Okay, last but not least, we're going to be talking about, the first ever gun violence prevention caucus has been formed in the U.S. Senate. Okay, now, some people are pretty concerned about this. Others aren't, okay? I personally am not concerned about this. In my opinion, I don't think this changes anything, all right? And I'll demonstrate why. Now, so, okay, let me just run down a few some of the bills that have already been submitted by members of this caucus. Okay, some of these I've talked about on the roundups, others I haven't. Okay, so first you got obviously assault weapon ban. Okay, yeah, assault weapon ban. Yep, got that. Um, Secure Firearms Storage Act. Okay, basically federal storage requirements, which is super horrible. Communism. Anyway, that see here, Extremist Protection Order Act, basically looking to either give more money to states that have red flags or get federal red flags. Um, Protecting our kids from gun marketing. Okay, basically they want to take away the First Amendment rights of firearm manufacturers to advertise their products. Great. Um, then you got Ethan's Law, you got Crime Gun Tracking Modernization Act. They want to track your firearms. And then, as I talked about already in a previous video, the Age 21 Act, where they want to take the rights away from those 18, 19, and 20. Okay, those are some bills. I think that's all of them, maybe not, that have been submitted so far this session by members of this caucus. Okay, so the point of me bringing all that up is those bills get submitted every year, every session rather, anyways, right? And there's never been a gun violence prevention caucus, but yet those get submitted anyways every session, right? So based on that, I don't think this changes anything. Really, okay? These bills get submitted every session. They, they don't go anywhere, or most of them don't anyway. So, again, I don't think this changes anything. I think this is more of maybe just a show of force. Maybe just these anti-gun senators trying to, appear bigger by joining forces, right? At the end of the day, I don't think it does anything. I'm not concerned about this. Let me know if you are, or if you disagree with me, because that's just my opinion, right? I don't think it does anything really different. Maybe it does, though. So let me know your opinion, but that's mine. In any case, though, you should definitely be aware of this situation if you weren't already. So that's really all there is to say on this. I'm going to, stop talking because there's nothing more to say about this. So, yeah. Well, it's been another episode of The Roundup. Hope you learned something you didn't know already. It's the point of this series. If you want to continue seeing episodes of this series, you can subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me, disagree with me, anything else you'd like to see on the Roundup or on my channel in general. Anyway, that's going to be it for this week, so I'm going to get out of here. Goodbye.